Hey families, I wanted to send you a little video with some ideas of how to support your child at home with reading and writing, and specifically reading this week. You're going to start seeing some packets like this coming home. There are things we're using in class, and it's to support the wide range of skills needed to access reading, starting with blending and segmenting, which means breaking apart and putting words back together to hear all the sounds. Those are the beginning sounds to help you decode or read, or encode, which is write, right? So if I wanted to write the word cat, I need to be able to go k, at, and hear that a k comes first, then an a, then a t. That makes sense. So on the front page of any packet you get that has these dots under letters, that is to practice exactly that skill. It's being able to match the letter with the sound that it makes to break this word apart. So for example, your student would go s, at, sat, app, map. They say the word, or they tap out the word, and then they blend it all back together. If you're finding that your child doesn't know a letter, you also should have, and I will send home again, this tool of the sound card. The sound card is something they use as a resource daily to help them read and write. So if I got to this letter right here and I didn't know what it was, your prompt for your child would be to find it on the sound card, look at the picture, and it's a sun. What sound do I hear at the beginning of sun? S. So then I'd come back here and go s, at. If they need to repeat and find it here each time, that's fine, right? You can even get a little toy, find it on the sound card, put it there. It's going to help you remember whatever, right? The more they do this, the more it's going to help them recognize letters, associate the sound to the letter, and start breaking words apart. So if they're struggling here when you get home, stop there. Just do this every night. And there's multiple pages where they can do it. You'll see, and we started this week, where kids the first couple days got to about right here. And then as they were going with confidence and understanding, they were reading all of these words within a minute. The second page, you'll see, has a word list. In fact, there's a lot of them. And what they did this week is they started with day one, and they read. And they read as many words as they could in a minute. And I stopped the timer, and we did a little date. And you'll see it, the words highlighted, and you'll see like 1-11, 1-12. The next day, we came back, and they started in the same place, and they did it again. And they were able to get further because they're practicing these words, which is helping them gain fluency, where you can read quickly and eventually show expression, but really accurately and quickly reading these words. They're starting to notice that there's word families, right? At, we've got at right here. Well, there's at here, at here, at here, at here. Those are all word families because they all end in with at. So then you'll start seeing them going, instead of at, they'll start being like cat, at, bat, and go faster until they're like cat, bat, fat, hat, lat, mat, pat, rat, sat, tat, right? The goal, and we'll see if they can get it, is to get all of those words done in a minute. It's a lot. As they progress down to a new level, they can color in their smiley faces. They really like that. The next page will have something that looks like this, where there are two words that they need to find in the sentence that follow the spelling pattern. Again, this week it was CVC words, consonant, vowel, consonant, with the short A sound in the middle. Vowels have two sounds, and when it's in the middle of a CVC word, it says it's short sound, like a. So they look for the word, and they read it, Max, bat, then they find it, and then they read the sentence. Max can bat. That cat is fat, etc., right? Practice, practice, practice. Then there's a page that has them practicing reading these words in a sentence, and again, tracking their progress of how many words they can read in a minute. Day one, the student was able to read 14 words, etc. Then the next time they do it, it will go faster and they'll get further, etc. Again, this is taking a skill that they had in isolation, first blending and segmenting, then reading one word at a time, now applying it in a sentence. And then in the end, there's a passage where there's a lot of words that follow the spelling rule. I still have them go and highlight the words, and then they read it, right? They can read this passage over and over again. It's going to help them with sight words like was and the and his. It's also going to help them practice the spelling pattern. Many of the students might need support with this, and some don't, right? Anyway, that was a lot of information, but I just want you to start looking for these on Fridays to use to support you at home. The kids have all used them except for about 3. So if you don't see one coming home yet, you will at some point in the year. Also, if this seems a little bit too easy, that's great. That's what we want, right? We want it to be so routine that they know how to break these words apart, because once that foundation is laid, the harder skills, the more complicated skills, the longer skills are going to then follow the same routine and be much easier. If you have any questions, let me know, but hopefully this helps, and thanks so much for your help at home.